Good morning, everybody. Welcome to PowerHouse SMART's January 20th teleconference/webinar. We're using WebEx today, which is a new platform for us. We have about 45 people who are going to be joining in some form this morning, some via computer, some via their cell phone. And so we are going to get a chance to kind of either do, I'll probably read off everybody's name, and for those that have questions, of course, you can put something in the chat box, and I will certainly be happy to answer. But given that we have 45 people, we're probably not going to have a lot of time for introductions. So welcome, welcome. I hope you all had a wonderful new year. Here we are in January, and we have rain and 35 or 40 degrees, which is awesome. And so today, and just so you know, once again, I am recording this, so if you do happen to raise your hand and I call on you to answer, you're going to be recorded, and so other people after today will be able to hear your question and be careful what you say, as I always say. So welcome, welcome. I'm going to quickly just read off who's here so far. Our two helpers here today are Kenny. If you haven't met Kenny, he's our development director here at PowerHouse SMART. Certainly make sure you meet him at our next event. And Janet, who is our virtual assistant, taking the place of Susan, who you all know, Susan's on maternity leave. Very exciting. She had a baby boy. So right now on the call, I have Chris Powell. Chris, you want to say a quick hello?
Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well.
Great, great, Chris. Daryl Katz.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay, so Daryl, why don't you just say what your company is, just in case everybody doesn't know you?
Impact Training Solution. I'm an executive coach and a management consultant.
Excellent, thank you. Chris, you want to go ahead? I'll go back up to you, and why don't you tell everybody who you are as far as those who may not know you yet?
Sure, I work with DME, residential elevators and lifts, and I do stuff in the western suburbs and everything south in Chicago.
Fantastic. Thanks, Chris. Dave Mandel is on the call. Dave, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Dave Mandel with Davis Audio and Video, Business Development Manager and Sales Manager. Looking forward to the conference here.
Excellent. Thanks, Dave. Elizabeth Jakitis. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. Hello. Thank you.
I'm a broker with Koenig Rubloff Group in Lake Forest, and I'm anxious to hear the content today.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Scott. Elizabeth, please introduce yourself. Good morning. So Elizabeth might not have her microphone on yet. I'm going to unmute you. There you go, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, can you step forward and say hello? Or nope, she's muted. Okay, Francesca.
Yes. Good morning, Francesca Anderson, Interiors by Francesca.
Fantastic, Francesca. Thanks for joining us. And John Mariani. John, actually, he's one of our first people who were on the call this morning. I believe his microphone is not on this morning. Good morning, John. Katie Pomeroy.
Good morning. This is Katie. I am the sales manager at the Tile Gallery in River North.
Fantastic. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
Okay, Mark Benner. Mark, I know you put something in the chat box, so maybe you don't have your microphone on because you're in the field at a project. Oh, there he is. So, good morning. All right, so, excuse me, let me go back so you guys, sorry about that, exit full screen there. Okay, here we go. So we have a few more people, but good morning. Hi, Colin, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to get started, and I'm going to make sure for those of you who have not muted your phone, you need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to try to mute me. I'm going to try to mute everybody. For some reason, Kenny, if you could hop on and mute everybody, my screen is not allowing me to do that right now.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to hop into our content here this morning, and like I said, we have about 45 people joining us, many from their car, some from the field and project sites, and some of us are lucky and we're in our home, maybe in our pajamas, on our computer. So welcome to PowerHouse SMART 2017 Year of the Builder Architect. We have a lot happening here, and so we still have to mute. Hang on. Still having a hard time.
Yeah, Wendy, I'm unable to mute everybody. I think all the controls are on you.
Okay, so I'm trying to go down here, and I'm going to go down the line and mute everybody. Here we go. So that was, here we go. Ken Atten's on the call. Good morning, Ken. Mike from DME is on the call. Ryan is on the call. Scott's on the call. I'm just muting everybody. Sherry Law, good morning again. And Stuart is on the call. Okay, I think I've muted everybody. I don't know, except for Larry. Good morning, Larry Brilliant. Trying to mute Larry. It's not letting me. And so I just want to make sure that I'm giving you guys all the best opportunity to hear everything that's happening. And here we go. I think everybody is muted now. There we go. Okay, so good morning, and I'm going to go back to move that down. And here we are. So this is our agenda, and we're doing well. So we have about 45 people on the call, and at the end I'm going to leave some time open. If any of you would like to ask a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box, and we'll answer it for you, and this way we can hear you. I'm going to go through the content of what's happening in PowerHouse SMART this year, and specifically I'm going to talk briefly about the Year of Builder Architect, which we're very excited about, and then we'll do some questions and answers. So with that said, platforms. As you all know, we have lots of different platforms all year long. I'm going to go back real quick, and you can see up here we have Symposiums, which all of you who have been part of PowerHouse SMART have attended, the larger group events. We have PowerConnections, which are the small group breakfast, lunch, and dinners. We have coffee meet and greets, which are happening as we speak. We have our luxury conference this year, cocktail parties, speed networking, CEUs, etc. So I'm going to go to the website and show you all our calendar of 2017, which you can access if you go to the events page and you scroll down. It is actually the first event on the events page, and you'll be able to click on it because reading this small icon is going to be a bit of a challenge, so you have to make it a larger, hang on, I'm going to mute someone who's not muted. Go down, oh, here we go. Okay, Larry's muted, and Ryan's muted. Sorry, I have to mute everybody so that we can all hear. And Jill Buckner, hi, good morning, Jill. Trying to mute you. Okay, so once again, take a look at the 2017 PowerHouse SMART calendar at a glance, and you'll see all the different types of meetings that we have going on. I'm not going to go through that with you today because I know you can all do that, and I want to use your time wisely. I also just want to show you real quickly PowerConnections. Sometimes all of us have a hard time seeing this very top bar that's in small font. PowerConnections are twice a year, spring and fall. You click on this PowerConnections and you get to sign up for your preference of location and if you are open to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So with that said, I'm going to go back to, hang on, sorry about that. Get out of that. Back to our PowerPoint here. And I'm going to tell you that if you want to sign up for PowerConnections, please do so because we will be probably setting up groups to beginning in the end of March. So I want to move forward to some of the big things that are happening this year. As many of you may or may not know, we're having our first inaugural PowerHouse SMART Luxury Conference at the Merchandise Mart on February 8th. It's going to be a fabulous event. If you have not received the emails or need more information after our webinar, certainly reach out to myself or Kenny, and we'll fill you in. This is starting at 2:30 on Wednesday, February 8th. We have 3 sessions of our education platform, and then we go right into a live jazz group, quartet, cocktail party at Monochrome Appliances. So I really, would love to see all of you there. We have a huge response already. We have a tremendous group of sponsors. Many of you on this call are sponsors. The education is going to be fantastic, and we have a new aspect that we're kind of rolling out that you don't normally see at a conference of this type, where there's actually a career networking session with 25 top selected resumes that I have personally interviewed, and some are recent grads, some are seniors, soon to be graduate, and some have been out of the schooling for 5 to 7 years, but definitely looking for a career move in and a good candidate that you might want to talk with. So that's going to be very exciting. Other big things that are going to happen this year, Katie Pomeroy is going to be hosting our 2nd annual PowerHouse SMART Awards platform, which we rolled out last year. Phenomenal opportunity to enter. We're going to have 7 categories this year and win an award to be recognized among your peers. And then the top winners will actually get to present a 2-minute presentation of their winning award. So more of that, again, on the website, or reach out to me. We're going to do a call for entries in April. So you'll have a couple months to fill out the very easy online form, and then we'll have a judging panel, and then we will have our big celebration announcing the winners, a lot of press on October 11th. So with that said, we're really all here to hear more about the Year of the Builder and the Architect. And, this was actually something that came to me very clearly one night, as, of course, I try to sleep, and I think about all the great things that we can do at PowerHouse SMART. And I said, we started this organization because being a builder and an architect with an architectural design build firm in my past life, all about connecting with builders and architects, and we need to go back to our grassroots, and we need to find a way to really get to see what all of you builders and architects are doing out there in the field. It's wonderful that we have some fabulous, gorgeous showrooms to have our events at, but we also need to see these projects that you're doing. So that's what this year is all about. So I'm going to get into that in just a second. Last but not least, just as far as an overview, is a new thing that we're going to be rolling out probably after the spring, so early summer. If you're interested in being on a committee, we're going to be rolling out our launch into turning PowerHouse SMART's website into a luxury directory for consumers, for affluent consumers. So we can help you all get more connections and more direct customer contacts. So we're really excited about that. If you're interested, let me know, or Kenny, and we'll get you on this committee, and we'll be working on that. So back to the content of today. So we're at 8:15, which is perfect timing. We're going to be talking about what does it mean. Michael Menn was actually said to me, geez, Wendy, that's a really interesting title, 2017 PowerHouse SMART Year of the Builder Architect. What does that mean? As I had said, it's all about finding a way where we can really make sure that we see what's going on with all these fabulous builders and architects that are in our sphere, in our community. So I'm going to do the who, what, when, where, and how. So who is going to benefit from this year being the 2017 Year of the Builder and Architect? Well, this is a good demographic spread of who's in our luxury community, and you can see we try really hard to try to keep the different percentages pretty balanced, so that when you guys go to events, you get to meet kind of everybody that you might use on a project. So we've got about 10% that are builders, developers, remodelers, 13% interior designer, 8% landscape architect, and then all the very critical team players such as our outdoor living trades and talents, real estate, banking, legal, all very important, of course, kitchen and cabinetry, etc., technology, and then all of our other support sources. So everybody's going to benefit. Obviously, we're going to get to see firsthand builder and architect projects, and certainly interior designers are involved in those projects as well as the rest of us in these groups. But we're going to start by letting the builder architect give us the tour and highlight, and then of course, if one of you are also involved in that project, of course we want you to be there as well and help, you know, tour and share the aspects of the scope of the project and the exciting talents that you contributed. So everybody is going to benefit from this, specifically, yes, builders and architects, but all of us. So we're going to go down to, so what is this? What does this mean? So we have projects. If you look at the group that we have 180 members, growing to 250 for sure this year, and we're already on our way. We have you are all working on fabulous projects from all the way in Wisconsin to even Harbor Country, Michigan, to very far out in the western suburbs, beyond Burr Ridge and Oak Brook and Hinsdale. And we want to see those projects. What do I mean by that? You know, wonderful that you could take great photography. We have a couple of fabulous photographers in our group, and we can see the after, especially after the client has moved in, and maybe all of the art and every last detail is put together. But we can't always do that because a lot of what we do today is custom for a client, and they're very private, and they're not going to allow our builders and architects and all of us to show their home. So what we want to do is we want to ask each one of you that are working on a project, and any time during the stage of construction where there is something to see, and being a builder from my past experience, I love walking through houses that are being framed that have fabulous framing details, all the way through to, you know, once the project is drywalled or even pre-drywall, and then trimming and putting in cabinets, even if the kitchen isn't finished and the final appliances aren't installed. We want to see these projects. We want you to be able to share with us, you know, these great, you know, properties, how you went about the pre-construction process, the construction process, how you work, how you worked as a team with your, you know, team members. So we want to take those projects that are all in different stages, and we want you to reach out to me so I can put you on our schedule so we can schedule what I'm calling our PowerHouse SMART Hard-Hat Tours. Some of you will be able to show us something that's a little further along, and that's fantastic. We're not asking that we have food and drinks, and we're just saying let's make it so that we can spend some time, maybe no more than an hour or 45 minutes, depending on what stage of construction, and get a real insight on that project. And then from there, we can either see 2 or 3 projects in one hard hat tour, or we can go and grab a coffee afterwards and connect if the house is under construction at a stage where we really can't stand around and we need to let the workers get back to work, or we can go to happy hour. So these tours are going to be in designated locations throughout the year. So why do this? You know, obviously these are different houses, projects, and by the way, this can be a commercial project as well. It can be a restaurant, it can be a medical facility, it can be something in Wrigleyville, Dave Mandel, whatever it is that you're working on. And again, it has to be a builder or an architect that is part of that project, that is a part of PowerHouse SMART, because we want to honor those that are part of our community. So if you have a project that you're working on and you are a landscape architect or an interior designer, and the builder or architect that you're working with are not a member of PowerHouse SMART, here's your opportunity to introduce them to us. Let's get them to be a member, and they can participate, and you will also be part of that tour. So why? Because we need to see what's going on. What are all the new, latest and greatest fabulous projects that are happening across our, territory. So here's, obviously a map, and I kind of selected just general locations. So obviously we're going to be doing this in the city of Chicago. We're going to be doing this in the western suburbs. We're going to be doing this on the North Shore, the northwest suburbs, Lake Geneva, and the Milwaukee area. And if you have a project that's in Harbor Country or somewhere else, you just let me know and we'll figure out if we can fit this on here. So going back to that first, I went out into the website and I showed you what our calendar of events looks like, and you can see we have many, many things happening this year. So we I highlighted certain months from this calendar, as you can see. So March, we're already having a fabulous speed networking event at RDR in Elm Grove, Wisconsin, which is near Milwaukee, and Vince Hodshire and Megan Hodshire are hosting us at RDR. But we figured this is a great time. We're already going to be in Milwaukee. Let's see some of you who have projects in that area. Let's go on the Hard-Hat Tour prior, and then we'll all end up at RDR for cocktails and speed networking. So that's an example of how this is going to work. In April, we've already talked with Dave Brady and Michael Menn and Mark Benner, and they have projects that we'll be able to see in April. We certainly can add a few more on, just expand the hours. And then the same thing in May, we've got Steve Melnick, who's done a project with Ron McCormick and Ken Etten, and that's in Mattawa. We're hoping that that will be a good time frame. And again, the dates are kind of these weeks. We're going to actually finalize the date and time based on, the project and making sure that we're not interrupting our builders and architects out in the field. Lake Geneva will be in June. And then in July, we're going to be doing the western suburbs. We're tying that in with an event afterwards in Burr Ridge at Leslie Bauman's she's turning her Wells Street Design Bar showroom into a new space across the street that's 7,000 square feet. So we're going to end up there afterwards. And then in August, we have 2 projects on the North Shore that we're going to see the landscaping for and the lighting. And then we are saying if there's other projects on the North Shore we can piggyback on. Maybe Larry has a project on the North Shore he wants to show us, or Stuart, or any of you that are thinking about as you're looking at this now. The wheels should be spinning where you're saying to yourself, wonderful, I think I can, I have this project. And again, some of you might be saying, well, how many people are coming? How hard will it be for me to get my homeowner who understands it's under construction and we're not going to be walking through their home that they're probably not living in, but how many people are going to be there? And again, I would say that you're not going to have hundreds. We're not going to have 100 people. They're going to be able to come through, but anywhere from a handful to as many as 30 or 40 people, because we've got so many different things going on. I doubt we'll have more than that, except for some of these finished projects like these 2 landscaping projects where we're actually going to be dining outside on the terrace. And then somebody's got to be muted. Sorry about that. So, and then we go to September, we're going to be back in this city. So I hope I'm making it myself very clear as far as how this is going to work. Let me just explain also. So what will you experience and here's an example of a beautiful terrace. So what will you experience? You'll come and let's say the event starts and we're going to try to do late afternoon or late morning events, especially since some of you might be driving from one part of town to the other part of town to see a project. What we're going to probably do is say we'll call it for the time that's on the events page and the time that you'll be reminded by an email. Let's say it starts at 3:30. So from 3:30 to 3:45, we'll be gathering in whatever location in that project that is the best place to start, and we'll be welcoming everybody. And then the builder and architect, and if there's any other team members, will make a short presentation about and we have an outline about the project, the scope, the property, and then how the process had gone in pre-construction, what stage we're at now, some of the obstacles or resolutions that the team had to put into place, so lessons learned, and then a short tour of the property. So again, it just depends on what stage of construction, if the tour will be a guided tour or if the tour is going to be letting people mingle around. So again, I don't think we'll be at these properties more than 45 minutes unless it's a finished project. And then from there, we'll either go to another project or, like I said, we'll either go for coffee or we'll go happy hour. So the builder architect's really going to get an opportunity, which is I'm most excited about, to talk about how they work, this particular project, how they've collaborated, and really more about them and their firm as well as the project. So we're going to move along here, and let's see. So that is a little bit about what we're planning on doing for the Year of the Builder and Architect. So I just want to go back to, I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to go back to the calendar of events so you can all see that. And I'm going to make it larger. Okay, so right now we're in January, and as you can see, we have some coffee meet and greets, one happening today at 10:30 on the North Shore, one yesterday I heard was a wonderful event. And then we're going right into the luxury conference. So the first builder architect tour that we're planning on is in March. So I would love it if any of you are planning on, think you have something that might be in the Milwaukee area, to let me know, and we'll get you on that calendar. In addition to that, we are participating with Steve from Global Granite and Marble and Dan McFadden from NKAB, Illinois. The next, March 20th, we're going to be part of their vendor night. So I want you to see what's coming up, and I want you to check it. Somebody's got to be muted, so I'm going to go back to the participants. And I'm going to see who needs to be muted really quick. And, okay. So now that I've gone through this whole process, I'm going to go back through all the participants and let everybody say hello, since now that we got a lot of people on here, we're going to let you say hello. And this way, I know some of you have to cut out, so that's okay. If I say your name and you don't come on in the first couple seconds, then I will definitely let you cut out. So let's start with Stacy. Stacy, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. I'm Stacy Muniz, and I'm an interior designer. I just joined PowerHouse SMART a couple months ago, and the name of my company is Stacy Eileen Decor, although it's in transition to Stacy Eileen Design. I'm just waiting for the state to update it, and I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Thank you, Stacy. And if you have a project that you think you're working with a builder or architect that would like to join PowerHouse SMART, please call me and let me know, and we'll get it on this on the Hard-Hat Tour schedule.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks. Great. Stuart, are you still on? I know Stuart Shaman had said he was going to be in and out. He had a project tour. He had a project he had to be at. Are you still there, Stuart Shaman?
Here. You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Whoops.
Good morning. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Stuart Shaman, Stuart Shaman Associates Architects, working mainly North Shore, Chicago, and out of town, Michigan, and all over. And what else do you need to know?
Well, I want to know, do you think you might have a project that we can be highlighted and we can tour and see your work firsthand?
I have a couple finished projects that I'll check and make sure that we can get into in Highland Park that I think would be worthwhile doing a walkthrough.
Excellent. Thank you, Stuart. That's what I wanted to hear. Awesome. Okay, I'll unmute you now. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go back up to Sherry Law.
I'm Sherry Law, owner of Sherry Law Art Glass in Homer Glen. We do residential and commercial art class.
Fantastic, Sherry. I know you offered to use your fabulous showroom in Homer Glen as either a power connection or a coffee meet and greet, so we're looking forward to seeing your showroom again.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. And if you have a project, I know you're working on some fabulous projects that the builder or architect, you think it's something we should see, let me know.
Okay, will do.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Scott, good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm Scott Rose with Baird & Warner. My office is in Highland Park. I've been serving home buyers and sellers on the North Shore and Lake County for the last 14 years, and I look forward to meeting all of you.
Okay, same to you, Scott. And again, if you have a project with a builder or architect that might be something we should see, you need to just let me know. Okay, Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. So Ryan Seibert. Hi, Ryan.
I mute. How's everyone doing? So my name's Ryan Seibert with SG Home Builders. We do homes in the north side of Chicago, also up in the western suburbs, focusing in Naperville right now. I may have a project or two for you. Hopefully the dates can coincide with when the tours are going in each area. But yeah, this is definitely something that I could probably throw a project at.
Wonderful. We're really excited. Great, Ryan. Thank you, and thank you for calling in today.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Mike from DME.
Good morning. Mike Ashmus, DME Elevators and Lifts, residential elevators, dumbwaiters. I cover the north side of Chicago, North Shore territory, up to Wisconsin.
Fantastic, Mike. So you'll have to make sure you get those Wisconsin builders and the North Shore builders that are not members so we can see their projects and highlight them and your, obviously, your elevators as well.
Definitely.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Okay. Mike Dumas, I don't know. Can we hear you, Mike?
Can you hear me okay?
Perfect. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mike Dumas, Dumas Custom Builders. My brother and I are partners in a custom home building. We do custom homes and remodeling from the northwest suburbs up to about Lake Geneva area, and been in business since 1973.
Fantastic. So, Mike, are we going to get to see one of your projects or a couple of your projects this year?
I'm trying. I'm looking at that June date in Lake Geneva. The problem is they're all completed, so I'll have to get some cooperation from a homeowner, but I'll definitely make the effort.
Okay, sounds great. And if there's something on the North Shore or somewhere else, just let me know as well.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, Mark Benner.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mark, good morning. Oh, I see you. Okay.
Yeah. Mark Benner Architects, North Shore 3D design architect, and yeah, we're really excited to share the project that's listed there for Burr Ridge. Features a lot of work from PowerHouse SMART members, DME Lifts, Nancy Lyons for landscape. Who else? Oh, it's a great, really great contemporary home with a lot of unique finishes. We've got some bark siding. Some reclaimed Chicago common brick. It's a really cool project, so I'm really excited to have everyone come and see that.
Okay, fantastic. So that's already the one what we've got on our schedule, and then we'll decide what other, if we're going to do other projects that same day and end up at a happy hour probably.
I love happy hour.
Okay, thanks, Mark. All right, and we have Larry Burley, and I don't know, Larry, can we hear you?
I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? How is everybody?
Fantastic. Thank you. We want to see some of your projects this year.
Actually, Janet McCann and I were discussing this about a couple weeks ago about possibly entertaining that idea. So I think we've got something in mind.
Fantastic. Is that Janet McCann?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And Ken? Who is Ken?
No, I said Janet McCann and I.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful. We look forward to it. That's great. Thanks. Thanks so much, Larry. Okay, and Kristen.
Christine?
No, Kristen Tagon. We're going to get to you, Christine. Kristen Tagon.
Yep, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, Kristen.
Kristen Tagan, Interior Designs. I am an interior designer and I work throughout the Chicago area. Have a couple projects right now, one in Skokie and then another in Wheaton. So I'm usually in the city more, but recently I'm getting some more suburban projects. So it's been kind of fun to spread out and do some single family homes.
Nice, nice. We look forward to you collaborating with the builder and architect and us taking a look at and being able to see and touch and feel all those textures and beautiful finishes.
Yeah, yeah. That would be great.
Thanks, Kristen. Okay, and then Kim Nigro?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
me? Hi, Kim. Yes,
Hi.
we can hear you.
I'm sorry, I just joined in. Was having trouble with the connection. So I don't even know what the topic of conversation is. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Why don't you just introduce yourself first?
Kim Nigro, principal at Studio Nigro Architecture and Design, and I'm a guest at the meeting. I've been to a few PowerHouse events and just kind of wanted to hear more about what you have going on for the year.
Okay, well, we're talking about the year, this is the year of the builder architect. And so what we've talked about today is we're setting up Hard-Hat Tours in certain months all across the Illinois, Wisconsin area. And our members, we want to have our builder architect members tell us if they have a project at any stage of construction that we can tour so we can see and highlight your work.
Oh, great.
Okay, so if you're, we can talk to you offline and get you more updated.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, welcome. Okay, and then Ken Etten. Good morning, Ken. I don't know if Ken's muted himself. Ken, are you still there? So Ken Etten, I'll just take it from here, Ken, and I'll say Ken Etten and Ron McCormick, our partners are McCormick and Etten. And we definitely know that there's one project that Steve Melnick hired them for with one of his clients, and we're hoping that'll be the house in Mattawa that we're going to get to see on the North Shore. Ken, are you there? Okay. Morning, Ken. I'm going to mute you now. Okay. And Katie, you said hello this morning, but do you have a project that you think you might want to contact the builder or an architect about?
I'm thinking about it, Wendy. I'm trying to come up with something. We're working on some really great stuff, so let's hope we can put something together.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Katie from the Tile Gallery. And John Mariani, I don't know if you were able to find your...
I was.
There you... Excellent. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Can you introduce yourself?
Everybody. Yes, this is John Mariani. I am I'm a landscape architect and the principal of LandServe LLC, landscape architecture and consulting, traditional solutions for ecological-based landscapes in Lake Geneva area, but of course I'm servicing the entire country if I can. It doesn't matter where I go, really.
Excellent, excellent. Great, John. We hope there's a project that you've done that we'll be able to see this year.
Thank you.
Okay. Oops. Okay. Good morning, Jill Buckner.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. You can hear me okay. I'm a little hoarse, but I'm Jill Buckner Photography, and I thought I could tell you all I would be very happy to help you showcase your beautiful work.
Oh, absolutely, Jill. Your photography is fantastic. And so now all these new projects you'll get to see, and they'll be able to, talk with you about when it's finished and really being able to, get some press and promote it.
Great. Well, thank you, Wendy.
Thanks, Jill. Okay. And let's see. Elizabeth, good morning again. Elizabeth Scott, I'm sorry. Elizabeth, are you here? You muted. You might be on the road. So, Elizabeth, I know you have a furniture line you're working on. That might be something that I definitely would love to showcase. So, if you have a project, let us know. Elizabeth Jakaitis, I know you introduced yourself before. Do you think you might have a project that in Lake Forest or any of the surrounding Bannockburn area that might be a good tour?
I think so, but we'll, as this continues to unfold, I'll keep you posted. But thank you. I'm anxious to meet some more of all these folks here on this call because all my luxury clients definitely need all these services that everybody offers.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Elizabeth. And Dave Mandel?
Morning again, everybody. Dave Mandel with Davis Audio and Video. We design and integrate smart home technology, everything from audio, video, lighting control, security, citywide, even into Wisconsin and Harbor country. Looking forward to getting together with everybody.
So, Dave, I know you were telling me that you even did some of the audio, video, and some of the Wrigleyville rooftops. Yeah, yes. That would be, we would be okay if you wanted to do a hard-hat tour during a Cubs game this year?
You know, I figured everyone would be okay with that. I will be talking to David and Zach about the possibility of, you know, what we can showcase or partner with somebody to showcase. We just launched all the AV tech in the new Madison Bar and Grill, which is really cool if anyone gets a chance to check that out. But certainly I will look to see what we can contribute.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks, David. Okay, and Colette, can we hear you, Colette? I'm not sure because I don't see a microphone. So Colette from Vesta, are you there? Colette's also hosting one of our events in the city this year, which will have a hard hat. Hello, Colette. No? Okay. Miss Claire Golan?
You have me locked up?
I think you're good. You're good, Claire.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Claire Golan, Interior Design. I've had a design business for many years. I work mostly on the North Shore, but I have done work in the western suburbs and also in the city, and I've done some smaller offices as well. And I look forward to the networking because I spend a lot of my day working by myself, so I enjoy meeting people that are in the group and expanding my horizons and getting involved with other people in the industry.
Okay, well, fantastic. Hopefully you'll have a project with a builder or an architect, or maybe, I know your husband's an architect, maybe we'll finally get him into PowerHouse SMART.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I do, you know, I mean, I've worked with other architects in our group, and everybody has their own, I don't want to say their own style because that's obvious, but you know, you learn from everybody you work with. And that's one, for me, that's one of the nicest things about this group is because, as I said, you become isolated if you are a sole entrepreneur, and it's nice to spread your wings and learn more and get yourself out there to share your ideas and get other people's knowledge as part of your own.
Very well said, Claire. You're absolutely right. So fantastic. We look forward to seeing you at February 8th at the Luxury Conference.
Is there, I have a question, is there an event, a meet and greet on the North Shore today?
Yes, it's at 10:30 at the Panera by the new Mariano's on Skokie Boulevard in Northbrook. There's about 10 people coming, and Catherine Schager is our facilitator, so you're more than welcome to attend.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Christine Juliet, how are you? Good morning.
I'm good, how are you?
Fantastic. So do you think you might, well, please introduce yourself first.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Christine Juliet, Juliet Kitchen Design. We specialize in kitchens, baths, heavy room, built-in millwork. I am working on a fantastic project, new home construction on Lake Michigan in New Buffalo, Michigan. It's a bit of hike. I don't know if anyone would be interested in the drive, but it's a fantastic project.
Oh, absolutely. We'd love to. As a matter of fact, maybe we can piggyback on the Designs for Dignity kitchen walk that they do every year. And if not, you know, it's only an hour, and we can maybe get a couple other projects that other members are doing in that area, and that would be a really fun event.
Right.
Okay. All right, so you and I need to just chat about what stage of construction and when and where, and then I put the call out to all the rest of our members of who has a project out there that they'd like to show, and that's how we set up a hard-hat tour.
Okay.
Okay, you and I will talk offline. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you.
Okay, and Chris, I know you introduced yourself earlier. Do you think you might have a project for that would be good for the hard-hat tour? So Chris Powell, you probably muted me because you're on the road. Chris Powell from DME, his whole territory.
So I'm thinking the one that Mark has in Burr Ridge, we've got an elevator going in there. If that's the same one, I'm not sure if that is or not that he's talking about.
Yep, it is. So good. You got to talk to Mark and be there and help give us all the insights on what your contribution was to that project.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic, Chris. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Cheryl, good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you? I didn't realize I was up next. I've actually got Mr. D here, too. Hello.
Oh, wonderful. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Cheryl Dogzilla, Cheryl D and Company Kitchens and Cabinetry. Basically do full remodeling of kitchens, bathrooms, anything that has to do with home remodeling. And my husband here is Mr. D, Cabinet Repair and Woodworking. Hello. I think you've all met him before.
Hello, Mr. D, Marius. So we all could use you, Marius. Cabinet repairs, oh my God, all of us from every project, from start to finish.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to be concentrating on this year, with getting Mr. D pretty much up and running. This is a plan that we've had for a while. He builds beautiful furniture and cabinetry, but we saw such a huge need for cabinet repair of kitchens that aren't that old, and tuning kitchens up, repairing woodwork. Basically, this territory in the country right now, everybody's wood is cracking from the dry heat, and it's something that is such a specialty for Marius because he knows how to build cabinets, so of course he knows how to fix them.
That's right.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you both at the Luxury Conference and learning more about Mr. D and how he's going to be available to all of the members, and as we launch our luxury directory for consumers. That'll be awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you both. See you very soon. And Miss Kathy Scratch. Good morning, Kathy from Materials Marketing. Are you with us today? I know you're here. I just don't know if you're muted. There you go. Kathy? I think Kathy has probably got us on mute, and we're looking forward to having an event at your, well, I know we're going to probably do a Power Connection at your showroom in Fulton Market, but I'd love to catch up with you and find out what projects, I know you know, where all the builders and architects are doing things, because so many of them have your gorgeous fireplaces. So we look forward to hearing from you. And then I have an outside caller who just says caller user 14. So can you step forward if you have not, your name hasn't been mentioned? You might be one of our guests. I had you on mute before. You can step forward if you have not had a chance to introduce yourself. There we go.
That isn't me, is it?
Who's me?
Stuart. I had to switch to my phone.
Oh,
computer.
Okay, all right. Good morning, Stuart, again. All right, well, I don't know if it's you, but I'm going to unmute you now. There we go. Okay. All right, so this was a great group. Before we open it up for any questions, I just wanted to show you on the website, for those of you who are not aware, I'm going to move this lower. If you go to the events page, so now I'm scrolling, so I clicked events, and you go to the events page, and you want to see who is going to be at the event, like here's the luxury conference, and you view the event. Oops, somebody's breathing. And you get to see all the pictures of all the people who have RSVP'd. And if you click on it, like this one, it'll actually go to there, if you're logged in, see I'm logged in, this is my SMART account, It'll actually show you who they are, and you can reach out to them. So I wanted you to know that many of you email me or Kenny and you say, please RSVP me. And if you RSVP yourself, your picture will show up. So it's really not that, you know, it should be, we're trying to make it user-friendly. So I just wanted to make sure you were aware that that's what happens. And so even for today, if you wanted to see who's on this call that is RSVP'd that way, that's just a good example. Okay, so with that, if you have a question about, oops, sorry, that's my kids. Okay, if you have a question, we're on to the final slide here. I just wanted to ask Daryl Katz, because I know he's on here, and as an advisory board member, Daryl, I'm going to unmute you right now. Is there anything that you'd like to add about all the different things that we're doing this year for especially the Year of the Builder and the Architect?
Thanks, Wendy. No, I think it's very exciting, and one of the goals of PowerHouse SMART this year is to provide a wide array of activities for all members. So everyone on the call, just invite you to keep exploring the webpage and think about all the different ways you can connect and benefit.
Okay, great. And thank you for being a sponsor, Daryl. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so with that said, if there are no other questions, I'm going to leave it for a couple seconds. Any questions, put it in the chat, and we'll answer your questions. Otherwise, really, we're available and very easy to connect, and I do appreciate many of you who are on the call that are not necessarily able to speak. And there are definitely some guests as well. So I look forward to all of you really taking a chance of and digging in and spending some time, like Daryl said, to see if you have projects that we can actually touch and feel, and love to actually be out there and have you give us a tour. So I always respect your time. We're at 8:53, so we've done really well. This is recorded, so if you want to come back and revisit, it'll be posted as a recorded teleconference webinar on our resources page on the website. Otherwise, W.S. Cohen at PowerHouse Advisors right here, or Kenny at PowerHouseAdvisors.com. We'd love to hear from you. Have a fabulous day, everybody, and thank you for your time.